Hi, everybody. Yep, we're on a little bit early. Hope everybody can hear us all right. We got our microphones on. We're getting set up here. Sorry. We're a little early. How's everybody doing today? We we're a little early. Had a little storm. Oh yeah, that sounds real good.
All right, just want to make sure.
Had a little storm here earlier. I was going to cancel the live, and I'm like, nope, we're good to go. Tell us if you can hear us all right. We're testing out our mics. Test, test, 1, 2, check, check. Sibyllis, Sibyllis. Hi, Crafting with Billy. Crafting Caked with Billy. I'm loving all your entries. I'm going to try this week to get mine out. I looked on the calendar. I'm like, oh, I'm too late to get something out to Billy's challenge, but I'm not. So I'm going to try to get something together this week and send out to you, Billy. How was your week, Courtney?
Long.
Courtney had a long week. I did too. Mine was stressful, but I think it's going to get better. Just stuff in general. I always think, boy, if I knew what this entailed, I wouldn't have took this job, this position. But I prayed to God for my position I have at work now. So I'm seeing it through with His help.
If you're going to whine over that game, you need to shut it off.
My grandson's having quite the time with this game. We're just going to chat here for a little bit. Hello, one of a kind. I hope you're doing better.
Baba, I don't know how to play that game. That's why you have it. And if you're going to whine over it, shut it off. I don't know how to get up there either, Bubba. I don't know how to play the game. Henry Joe. Is it nap time? Do you need to go lay down with Aunt KK?
Brian says, stop being bad. About that. Thumbs up when you come in, everybody. Thanks.
Sorry, I got into Eurovision, so I'm listening to it in the background because I want to hear the results. Because Vive la France! Vive la France! Vive la France!
I have no idea what she's talking about.
It's like American Idol, but it's for the European countries. 37 countries entered, only 26 competed. France is gonna win.
Happy Mother's Day, Billy.
Happy Mother's Day, Billy.
So I'm going to get my Mother's Day present. I think she's getting me something else, I don't know, from my youngest daughter. I told her, she said last week, or no, it was a couple weeks ago, what do you want for Mother's Day? And she included all of us in okay, good. So she texted me a couple weeks ago and said, hey, Mom, what do you want for Mother's Day? And she included everybody, my 3 daughters and me were included in the text message. And so I said, I want to go out. I know you do, Brian. It's hard. I would miss my mom. I miss my dad. And I sometimes complain about my mom, and I just... I worry about her, and it's like, oh my gosh, what would I do without her? I text her every day. I call her on my bad days. You know, I don't know what I'd do without her. I know I'd go on, but thank you, Brian. So anyway, my youngest daughter texted all of us, and I said I wanted to go out to eat and not in Lincoln because we have limited restaurants here, like nice restaurants. And I said maybe like Texas Roadhouse. And then she goes, "That's it?" And I go, "Yeah, maybe a pair of jeans, a couple of new pairs of jeans." And she goes, "That's it?" And I said, "Yeah." And then later on I texted her and I said, "Well, I had stuff from Temu in my cart that I wasn't able to get." So we got on my site and she bought the stuff in my cart. So I'll be getting that May, I keep saying March, May 21st through the 23rd, something like that. So.
No, I don't.
What?
He forgot his tablet charger again and I was whining.
Thank you, Guru.
No, I didn't. I don't even. It's not at the house.
You just had it last night.
Yeah, but now I don't know where it is.
My grandson's whining in the background. He don't know where his tablet charger is.
We're having a moment.
Yeah, my Temu order will be in next week or the week after. I expect it like the 20th. It's not. They're pretty good with their delivery. Hang on, I have to adjust my pillows here. Okay, there, we're better. Thanks for coming in, Guru. This is my daughter, Courtney, CC, Sold Hollywood, if you see her in the typing stuff in the chat. Thanks for coming by, everybody. We're just going to chit-chat for a while, and then we're going to get into this new format I call. I don't even know. I shouldn't say format because I'm not for sure what the format is, but it's different. I don't know, we might get done with what I want to do, and we might go into some trivia or some brain busters. I have the cards right over here, so. Yeah, my grandson's in the background if you hear him. He's, want to spend as much time with him because he goes with his dad either tomorrow or Monday.
I don't. I texted him today and he hasn't answered me. Surprise.
Hope this one works.
Don't force it in there. Let mommy try.
Okay. Here.
And if not, there's other ones over there.
Here, find a box. I think mommy's got one in her purse.
There's a box over there, Henry. You can unplug. Hey, look, the bar. Unplug that one. Now, what are you unplugging? What did you just unplug?
His.
Oh, okay.
His charger. His other one.
Okay. Sorry, gang.
Hope this works.
How's Wahoo doing, Guru?
Yes. Yes.
Plug it in.
Sorry I missed your live earlier. I had things going on. I had Courtney is watching. Yeah, everybody connect with everybody in here. Guru, I've been a subscriber of Guru's for quite some time, and he helps you grow your channels, and he's getting ready to hit a big milestone on his channel, so we're all happy for him. Henry gets so excited over the littlest things, but it's awesome.
Put your phone down a little bit so we're not staring at the wall.
Ooh.
Like that?
Yeah.
I said I wouldn't find a charger.
Thanks, Billy. I got my favorite earrings, and
I just need to take this down for a second.
Wahoo likes gummy worms. Yep, I remember that.
I like gummy worms.
Henry likes gummy worms. So, yeah.
Hey, Bubba, will you bring mommy's cup to her, please?
What'd he say? We are 38 away from what?
We are 38 away from 1K.
Woohoo! Guru, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And I'm actually gonna be in the video.
Guru knows a lot of technical stuff.
Hi guys.
Like
Hi guys.
I don't know. He just knows a lot of a lot of
May have
insides of Facebook. Like I think I learned from him. You have to go over and watch somebody's live for 15 minutes for it to count. And
Do you know anything about MacBooks, Guru? I got my Mother's Day gift early, and it's giving me fits right now.
oh yeah, show him. Oh, it's over there. Never mind.
I could be unplugged. Hey, Henry, will you hand Mommy her computer?
Yeah.
I can't watch YouTube on it, and I'm thoroughly upset about that.
Why can't you watch YouTube on it?
It won't load.
Oh.
It won't stream
I
a
was
video.
having trouble with with YouTube, with it loading anything on my
My God, your MacBook Air.
my laptop last night at work.
Real quick, can I show you a quick trick that I learned? Mom, real quick, can I show you?
Everybody's saying hi, Henry.
Hi everybody.
Come here,
Stand in front of
right
Nene.
here.
Hi everybody.
Show him your ball you got. He got 3 balls for Easter,
Mm-hmm.
so he's keeping 2 at his
And
house.
this is what it looks like.
Ah, Guru. Need your help.
He's,
And this is what it looks like.
yeah, he's keeping 2 at his house and 1 here at Nini's. So
You only need 206.
yes,
You'll be at 1K. That's awesome.
yeah.
Whoa.
I never thought that would.
Mom, look at it.
I'm like, yeah, I'll get 1K someday, and I never thought about being monetized, but it's getting closer, and
Are you supposed to be bouncing that in the house?
I'm looking forward to that. I know it's still a lot of work. You don't give up when you get to that 1K, and you still got stuff to do when you get to that 1K, so. How's everybody's weather? It's warm here. It's probably muggy now because we just got some rain about an hour and a half ago. It was thundering. It wasn't lightning, but that's right. That's right. One of a kind.
Whee! Mom, look at me.
I'm going to put a brick in that Empire tonight, I believe. Maybe a couple.
Look.
Anybody have any Mac
Drinking.
knowledge?
Drinking water. 82 here, yeah.
No water in
What's the
there.
temperature here, Court?
There's tea in there.
Hey, can you get me some water, please?
Yep.
More water, please? Thank you.
Welcome. Sorry, Mom. I didn't.
It's 80.
It's 80
The
degrees
high is
here.
85 today.
The high was 85. Yeah, Guru's 87.
The first 12 points is being divvied out. Who's it going to?
Look at my
Who's it
pin.
going to?
A friend in Florida sent this to me. Whoa, thank you. Henry loves it. It's wrapped in ribbon. Yeah, Guru's in Georgia.
Ah, nobody cares about Sweden.
Hey, can you settle down?
Ready?
Lord.
No more slushies for you.
I want a slushie.
Yeah, Aunt
I'm getting a slushie now.
Aunt Caitlin got Henry a slushie earlier.
She sugared him up to send him home, and I was like, it's Saturday, kid, and we stay at your house.
Oh yeah, he hasn't eaten very much except that popcorn.
Mom, do you know what I need?
I asked her to get me
For
something
my
for
energy,
lunch because she was going to the
trampoline.
gas station
So it can like.
to get the
so it can, like-
slushies, and I'm
so
like,
it can, like,
oh, not
bounce
gas
up really
station
high.
food.
Yeah, Mommy needs a slushie. Big old margarita.
And I said, well, that certain gas station, it has good hot dogs, so she. We've got mommy slushies up in the freezer,
Israel didn't even have a good song.
Courtney.
Which freezer?
We got mommy slushies in the freezer.
Oh, don't tempt me. It's been a long week.
Wait, can I have
We
another
have-
slushie?
No!
Adult slushies.
Please, Mom.
So anyway, she got me a hot dog, and it was good. It's all beef hot dog, so it was good. So jumping off the walls now too. Mom laugh, right? What would kind say?
CC, my kiddos are jumping off the wall right now too.
What
Mom
are we
life, yeah. Oh, you'd have a glizzy. Ugh.
Hey, Henry, bring me that box. I'll show you some trash treasures I found at work.
Estonia? What is even Estonia?
Let's say stone.
So these,
Now that's enough.
I was just thinking last night, oh my gosh, people think I go through the trash. Well, I don't.
She does.
I
Don't
do.
let her lie.
I do, but it's not like if stuff's on top or like these. I found these last night, and she just had them like in her some parchment paper. There was 80 sheets in here, and now I only have 15, but that's parchment paper I can use in my journals. And it's really, really nice, thick, like see-through. So I found that. And
Yes.
I learned this at my other job, I'll tell you. And then I found a couple hanging files. This one is in pretty good shape, and this one's kind of beat up. But I can still, yeah, that has a big rip in it there. I can still use this and just regular, one of these regular folders, but I can still use this. And these are really nice. The heavier, they're plastic, and they have a nice, that's ripped. No, it's not ripped. That's supposed to be like that. So that can still be, those can still be utilized.
Sweden.
Mom, look at me.
So I found 2 of those. There's a purple one. And I found these. These are really pretty.
Ooh, those are pretty. Like the
And then
stripes.
they have the pink on the inside. And then I found 2 of these. And like a mint green. Green's my favorite color, and I'm really, really partial to like a teal and a mint green.
I swear.
So, and then these, the page protectors, I think they're called. They're always throwing these away, and sometimes they're ripped, and sometimes they're not. These aren't ripped. I can still use these. And you can put those in a 3-ring binder. So,
Mom, why would
and then
I don't know.
they threw a
Bubba.
bunch of these away.
Mom shows?
The colored coding labels, a bunch of those, and she threw this away. This package hasn't even been opened. So,
Brian's watching us in 4K.
okay, cool. So I'm going to use those in my journals. And yeah, some big finds for me this week. And I told my daughter, oh, these envelopes too, they're the manila envelopes. Instead of them opening on the top, they open on the side. So, but I figured out a way I can still use these. I can still make stuff for my journals out of those. And I told Courtney, like, I'm getting quite a bit of stuff, what I accumulated stuff, and I still got to organize. So I got some stuff. I bought some stuff at a secondhand shop, Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
Like a thrift store, and they say they always take donate. The lady that checked us out was really nice. I think I bought like $20 worth of stuff.
I bought more than you, which is weird.
Yeah, and she gave it to me in a big bag. She was really nice, and she said they were always taking donations. I'm
Hey,
like,
Gamer Bro, thanks for coming in.
I said, oh, okay, good to know. Hi, Gamer Bro, thanks for coming in. So I told Courtney if I get a accumulation of many more stuff, I'm going to box it up and take it down there and donate it. And I'm like, no, maybe wait, I'll sell it to her. But I'm like, no, I'll donate it to her.
If one of these countries doesn't throw some points at France right now.
Yeah, I don't need I mean, like I said one time in one of my videos or one of my lives, I think I could probably make 1,000 journals and still have stuff left over. Don't you think, Courtney?
Oh yeah, easily.
So I got my, hey Wolf,
Whoa!
thanks for coming in.
Up?
I still got my vision board to do. I might do
Israel
that.
didn't even have a good song.
I might do that tomorrow. I need to get it up and look at it every day and say, okay, Colleen, you got to mark these things off. But then I got to thinking, okay, I need a vision board for life goals, for work goals, for my journaling goals, and I don't know. I I made a little rough draft on a little piece of paper and categorized everything in there. So I've got it, and I'm going to put it on a big poster board and hang it in my craft room because that's where I should hang it out here somewhere in the living room. But I'll hang it in my craft room because that's where I spend a lot of my time. Not when I have Henry. I haven't been in there too much lately. So Courtney's into this. What is it?
Eurovision.
Eurovision. So, yeah, those were my trash finds this week. I just can't believe the stuff people throw away.
If anybody's interested, Sweden has 102 points, Italy has 55 points, and Israel has 46 points.
Not interested.
And if anybody wants to look up some music, France had the best one, Lazara. Évidemment. If anybody speaks French.
Oh, here's another find. I already utilized this. Oh, ripping my plans. This was in plastic. Courtney can vouch for me.
It's because that company isn't Transitions anymore, it's Gentiva.
Well, okay, well, I'm going to get started with my new format about 5:30. I'm not for sure how long this will take, but
okay, friends.
I want to
You can't vote for yourself. Please vote for Norway. Please vote for Norway.
Wolf says hi.
Hi, Wolf.
No.
Oh.
To him.
Hi, Wolf.
Okay, he heard you.
I'm over here watching my tablet.
They see ya. Thanks for giving me a thumbs up, everybody. That really helps my channel. I appreciate it. The old... I got this with some stuff. I can't remember. I think I bought it from a thrift store, and it was just like in a packet. And it's a little foam. And I just put it on my... What are these called? Tongue depressors. Oh, they threw a bunch of those away too. So, oh, where's my fuzzy?
I didn't know where you flung it.
I didn't fling it anywhere. Oh, my pen.
Belgium.
So Courtney's work week was long. She had to cook. She was a CNA, but she had to cook also.
I had to cook 2 days.
She had to cook 2 days this week. I think they should give her more for doing both jobs.
No, if I went to the kitchen full time, I'd take a pay cut.
Yeah, and she did that for a while, but then they needed her back out on the floor.
You can have some popcorn.
I didn't want some popcorn.
Okay, well, I'm not going to get up and get you anything right now.
I was wanting something on the counter.
There's some fruit snacks up there.
Germany, redeem yourself.
I
Please
knew
give
he would be
points to
wanting
someone
a
good.
snack. My work week was pretty normal except Thursday night. It was kind of crazy, and I kind of told my manager about it, and she kind of wanted to smooth things over.
What are these?
I'm not for sure if that's KK's or Sarah's. It's been in there a while, so it's kind of like ice cream. It's sherbet.
Wait, I want to ask.
Ask KK if it's hers or Sarah's.
What?
Hey, what's everybody say?
She doesn't know either, but
Okay, you can have some.
yes.
I had a pretty good day.
Yeah, so this, my work week was crazy. I mean, it ended crazy. But hopefully, last night kind of rectified things.
How do I get a spoon?
Go over there by the stove and open the drawer.
Oh yeah, I got.
Portugal. Oh, the fan votes better knock France up there.
I'm 8. Bleh.
Australia? Really?
Wait, how far is Australia?
I'm not sure what I'm going to have yet. Billy wants to know what everyone's having for dinner.
Don't know. I'm thinking Chinese.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I'm broke, so.
I'm thinking Chinese.
I also have a free pizza if you want to do that.
We might have pizza.
You just have to pay the $4 delivery.
Free is good. $4 for a pizza. I'll pay $4 for a pizza.
That is ice cream.
Can you guys still hear me? I moved my mic because I keep slapping it on my collar, so if you can't hear me, type it.
Yeah.
Croatia.
Yes, it's orange. Ice cream. Orange is my favorite.
Hey Wolf, are you a tech guy? I have some questions. Anybody in the chat a tech person? Apple specifically? I'm having some. I'm not
This is
MacBook
orange ice cream.
knowledgeable.
I like oranges.
Get on YouTube. You can find anything.
I like
That's
oranges.
what I need to do. I need to figure out if it needs to update or if there's something I need to download. I don't know. My hubby got me a MacBook.
She's not married.
Close enough. I got a MacBook for Mother's Day. I'm so excited. She's a little old, but it's okay. She's from 2014. But I can't watch YouTube on it, and I can't bring up my Apple movies. And, yeah, I don't know what I need to do. Yeah, I know. Little man go to town. I'd probably eat that whole thing, and I'll take it from him. Did she have it on her head? You know what? I don't care.
Where's she from?
Armenia.
I thought that was her name.
No,
I couldn't see.
it's the country.
I
These are
can't
the
see.
countries that pre-qualified.
Like, I'm looking at the TV and they have lettering on the TV. Big, pretty bold lettering. I can't see it. But now I can when I pull down my.
Okay, so
What
I
is
have
that?
Israel. She voted. She gave her. Each country gets 12 points to give out to whatever country they want. They can't vote for themselves. So now they're going through all the countries that pre-qualified, and they're all giving their 12 points away, which starts the voting, and then they tally everybody's votes, and then that's when the big numbers go up. Okay, Wolf. I have Mac Ventura, whatever it is, on here. I can't tell if it's the latest version or not. It says my computer's up to date, but I can't watch YouTube on here, like anything. I went on Eurovision earlier to watch the live stream before I realized it was on Peacock, and it won't load the video. It just kept going. And, like, I tried to get on Ma's live stream, and it just loads and loads, and then it tells me there's an error. And then when I go to, like, my Apple TV, because I have the app on here, it won't load my TV shows. Like, it'll load it, and it'll go to play, and then it just shuts the app down. I don't know what's up. Everything else does fine. I can read my books on it. My music plays. I can get on the internet. Doesn't have any problems in there. It just won't load video. So I don't know if there's something I need to update. I don't know if Ventura. I thought it was Big Siri was the latest. I don't know. I don't know how to use MacBook. I'm not. This is my first MacBook, and I'm almost 30.
I have a MacBook and I'm 57.
Wait, you're almost 30?
Yes, Henry, I'm almost 30.
When are you using gonna be Surrey?
In July.
Still,
In 70...
100 days?
No. 100 days. In 73 days, I'll be 30.
73 days?
Mhm.
3 days isn't long.
73 days. That's 2 months.
And then you'll be 50?
I'll be 30!
Sadie, when will you be 50?
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years?
About the time you're graduating high school. College.
When will you be 100?
I hope I don't make it to 100.
Courtney.
The Lord can take me before then.
So I'm going to get into this. We're a little early, but that's okay. We're kind of... So other day, it's been quite a while ago, I heard this, you could turn that down, Henry.
Or plug your headphones in.
I heard this song on the radio. I'm very, I don't know, music is a big influence in my life, and I love all genres of music. I mean, I'm not so much into hip-hop, rap. I know there's some good ones out there, and I'm just... I don't know, I think God has me in tune to Christian music. What Guru say? Or who's that? I can't see.
It was me. I said I was answering Wolf when his recommendation.
So, listen to my Christian radio station. This song from Colton Dixon came on, and I didn't even think it was Colton Dixon. I thought it was another artist. A lot of artists sound the same to me because there's one Christian artist. Who'd we determine that was, Courtney? That sounded like Pink.
I don't know.
Not Lauren Daigle. Anyway, Colton Dixon has a song out there.
I'm going to let you do this. I'm going to plug in, but if you want me to read comments, I will.
And
I didn't realize it was 20%.
His song is Miracles. And the part of the,
Bubba.
yeah, would you read comments for me? Because I can't see them.
Yeah, I'll read comments out to you.
Okay.
I got to plug in.
So, Courtney's plugging in her.
And
I got one here, Courtney.
Well, he's plugged in over here.
Okay.
And I won't reach across the couch, so I'll come over here and I'll...
So, this Colton Dixon, Miracles, and it's part of the chorus is, how do miracles just happen like that? And I don't know, my belief is that miracles just don't happen. I mean, they do if God wants them to happen like that, and then one of the lines in the song is, you can say the stars align, but I know that's more than timing. And I know people say, oh, it's the moon and the stars and your chakra is aligned and all that, horoscopes, and I don't believe in all that. I believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And then another line says, some say it's magic, but I know you, God, did all that. And then there's another line in the song that says, call me crazy and out of touch, but I know it's from above. And I don't know, this all started probably, I've always believed in God. I went to Sunday school every Sunday, and I went to VBS. We lived a block and a half away from church, and me and my sister went to church, and my mom every once in a while. I never knew my dad I'm sure he did, but I don't remember him going to church. It wasn't a family thing like we loaded up or we walked to church every Sunday. But I did grow up in a Christian family, and we prayed at every meal. We sat down as a family at dinner time and we prayed. My dad made sure that we said that prayer, and it was a family prayer. It was from his family. And he...
95 just came in and said hello.
Hi, Austin. Thank you for coming in.
And Billy says, love that song. Awesome song.
Yeah. So, I have Christian roots. Like I said, I grew up, my dad, he came from a family of 12, and he was born 1922, right in the middle of, or right on the cusp of the Great Depression, and he says he remembers his mom and dad loading up a flatbed, probably like a hay wagon. It was just flatbed, and the team of mules or horses, and they'd go across the creek, all mom, grandma, grandpa, my grandma, grandpa, his mom and dad, and all 12 kids. They'd go to church every Sunday. So my dad was always singing old gospel tunes, and I think maybe that's where I got my love of music. I'm not for sure. I would just love to, he had a deep baritone or tenor voice, not real deep, but and then I grew up, and well, about 13, 14, maybe 15, 16, my mom said it was my choice if I wanted to go to church or not. So guess what? I walked away from the church, and it's probably when I needed it the most, but about 15, 16, I didn't want to go to church on Sundays. I had better stuff to do. Well, one, I got a job, and I worked every Sunday morning, but that's no excuse. But anyway, so from about 15 to about 20, for about 10 years, I was, not into church, still believing in God. And then my dad passed away when I was 20, and that shook my world. And I didn't blame God for that or anything, but I just I seemed like I grew closer to God in that time. And things just, I was skating along. No, thank you. But don't eat all that.
I told him that. He's got
Okay.
about 4 or 5 more bites before he's going to put it up.
So about 20, 25, 26, I'm realizing, I need a church. I moved over to this town where I'm at now. We moved over here, me and my mom, a year after my dad passed away. And, not caring about church, not wanting to go to church. Still, I still believed in God and everything, but just not, not going to church. And then I joined our local JC's, Junior Chamber of Commerce, and I think we had church visitations that we would go. It seems crazy. It seems out there, but...
Riza M joined the chat.
Hey, Riza, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. So I think we did, we would go to different, members in our Junior Chamber of Commerce, we'd go to different churches. And we went to this one church, and I don't know, it's something about it. I'm like, wow, I really like this church. And I went back. And was that? Yeah, I think I came from that. And that's not, me and my ex-husband met in Junior Chamber of Commerce, but then we started going to that church. And that was our church home for quite a while. And I had Courtney, and we were going to that church every Sunday. I was even
and the sunshine was brought back into your life.
And I was even a Sunday school teacher at that church. And me and my ex-husband had a bus ministry. I had a clown ministry. I had a puppet ministry. I was
youth leader.
I was into it. And so things started going south. Is that a guy?
Yes, Riza said you look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So things started going south with my marriage. And at the time I was like I said, I was in all that stuff in church, but I didn't know how to rely on God. I mean, I did. I knew how to pray and everything, but to ask Him for help for my marriage, that wasn't in. I don't know what's going on with this light, gang. Sorry. Hey, Henry. Henry,
Mimi wants you.
can you turn on the big light?
Yeah.
There, that's better. I don't know why that dims. Thank you. So, sorry, I'm just telling a little bit of my testimony here.
All right, one more bite and you gotta put that away.
So yeah, my marriage was going south, and I didn't. My church, my home church, was no help, and I was really hurt by them because I missed 4 Sundays in a row. I was still the Sunday school teacher, and I missed 4 Sundays in a row. I was making excuses. I'm sick. The girls don't feel good, da 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 da. And I was making excuses, and nobody called. Colleen, are you all right? What's going on? You haven't been in church for 4 Sundays, and finally the pastor came over, and I said, I think my husband, ex-husband now, told him at the time that I'd filed for divorce. And he came over, the pastor, not the pastor and his wife, the pastor came over, and he said some things to me, and I said, nope. I had my mindset. I was wanting a divorce. And he goes, okay, we'll get a different Sunday school teacher. And that's all I remember him saying. And then his wife came over separately, and I can't even remember what she said, but I was really hurt by that church, and I didn't go for a long time. And sorry. And I just came to the realization that it wasn't God. It was what I did or what somebody else didn't do. So I started going back to that church again.
Henry.
And it was really hard, but a lot of people said that they were glad to see me back, and
Riza is sending hugs.
thanks and all that, but it was just never the same after me and my ex-husband got a divorce, and I tried to make it good again, but it was never the same at that church. So, thank you. So, Courtney was Courtney had medical issues, and that really.
In my next birthday, I turned 5.
You turned 6. You're already 5.
So,
No, I turned it.
so all this, Courtney got really, really sick, and that brought me closer to God, because really for the first time in my life, I had to rely on Him, because it was nothing that I could do, and it was nothing that the doctors could do. Because Courtney was, she could have died, and my old church was praying for her, and I really believe that it was prayers that kept her alive, because the doctors were stumped. They didn't know what to do. In fact, she was like a guinea pig. They were trying experimental drugs and medicine on her, so but I never did feel that connection with my old church. Um, it was just, I don't know, it was just like I was existing, like I was going there just to be going there. But I do believe that the power of prayer saved Courtney, and that's why she's with us today. That's why she has a beautiful 5-year-old son and a grandson, my grandson. So anyway, how old were you, Courtney, when you went to Open Arms, our current
I
church?
was in college. I was a freshman in college.
Yeah, Courtney was went to our current church, and she goes, "Mom, you should go." Well, in fact, she went. I think she
I
went
went
when
to
she was.
VBS when I was in like junior high.
Yeah, she went to VBS when she was in junior high, and she told me, and I thought she was, because she was being kind of not wild, but
I was rebellious.
she was a little bit rebellious, and she said, "Well, I'm going to Open Arms," and I'm like, "I've never heard of that church," and it was fairly new church. So I was asking some of my friends at work and everything, and they said, "I haven't heard of it." Well, and then when she was a freshman in college, she started going there quite a bit.
I went like 2 or 3 Sundays.
Yeah, 2 or 3 Sundays.
Dragged you.
And she said, "Mom, you should go to this church. I think you really like it." And I was like, because we hadn't been going to church at all.
No, I stopped going to Southern Baptist.
Yeah, we stopped going to our old church. And so I'm like, I'm a single mom trying to raise 3 girls. I need church. I need God. I need, all this time I wasn't rejecting God, and I don't think I ever have, and I don't think I've blamed God for anything, but, I just knew that I needed church. So Courtney said, okay, we'll go. And the first Sunday I felt really overdressed, because I had on dress pants and like a dress shirt. And the people that invited us, which were pretty good friends of ours, she had on a hoodie and jeans, and I think her husband had on the same thing. And I was like, wow, I feel really overdressed. But there was other people there. It was just like the first Sunday, and our pastor, this is my home church now.
Larry wasn't there the first Sunday.
Yeah, our pastor wasn't even there the first Sunday, and Courtney goes, "Well, what'd you think, Mom?" Or maybe our friend Andrea asked me, and I said, "Oh, I'll definitely be back." And I don't think, I've missed maybe a handful of Sundays, and I'm like, wow, if it's this good when the pastor isn't even here, I want to hear the pastor. And first time I heard our pastor Larry, "Hey, Keisha, welcome in." I knew that was my church. I knew God had sent me there. And then we had a guest evangelist come in, and he prophesied over me, and was like, wow, that was just something. And I've been learning and growing ever since. And to get back to this song, sorry, I didn't mean to go off on my testimony, but maybe that'll help somebody. I just wanted to say this song, music is a really big influence in my life. I mean, it doesn't have to be Christian music, but that's probably the best that you could listen to. And I listen to contemporary Christian music. And this song by Colton Dixon, Miracles. And I'm like, wow, there's so many miracles like in the Bible that how do miracles just happen like that? Well, they don't just happen like that. God's in them. And I was going through some of these verses, and I'm like, wow, these don't even, they tell of some miracles, but like these verses, I don't know, I have like 15 verses, and they don't even tell like of the big miracles, like when Moses parted the Red Sea, he put his staff down, and somebody just said other day about that, oh, they all went, I think it might have been on my my Christian radio station, when the Israelites passed through, none of their feet was muddy. They passed through the middle of the Red Sea on dry land. That's, in modern standards, that's crazy. There's got to be a little bit of, water there. Not one of their shoes were muddy. We don't think of that story. We think of the wall on each side of them, and none of them. And then when the chariots were coming, the sea closed in on them, and they all perished. But I thought, wow, that's a new turn on that. You don't think of them going through the Red Sea. It was dry land that they went through, and not one of their shoes got muddy, and that was just a different twist on that. I thought that was a neat and something different. So let me adjust this a little bit since I don't have Courtney in here. She's charging her device. She's still here with us.
I'm still here.
Can you still hear her?
I have my mic on.
Okay. You can probably still hear her, but anyway, so some of these verses, let me look them up here. I had them up here on my computer. Henry.
You need to calm down.
Okay, this first verse is Exodus. I just typed in miracles. I have it's called U version, and that's my Bible app.
If you don't calm down.
So the first verse is Exodus 7:9, and it says, it's about Aaron's staff becomes a snake. And I'm going to read 8. It says, the Lord said to Moses and Aaron, when Pharaoh said to you, perform a miracle, then say to Aaron, take your staff and throw it down before Pharaoh, and it will become a snake. So this is verse 10. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did just as the Lord commanded. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh and his officials, and it became a snake. Verse 11, Pharaoh then summoned wise men and sorcerers, and the Egyptian magicians also did the same things by their secret arts. And 12, each one threw down his staff, and it became a snake, but Aaron's staff swallowed up their staffs. And 13, yet Pharaoh's heart became hard, and he would not listen to them, just as the Lord had said. And then it goes on to the plague of blood and all the other plagues.
You want it in a bowl or just a bag?
So these miracles that I looked up, they're quote unquote like the words, the miracle is in the verses. So, and this is the NIV I'm reading out of. Some people it's the King James version, but I understand NIV a little bit better. So, and then the next one I found was First Chronicles. Nope, I'm going to go back. I found one in 2 Kings. I didn't find it. Excuse me, my Bible app found it. 2 Kings 4. And I did have a verse, but this is a good one. Sorry. The widow's olive oil.
This is all my popcorn left.
Okay.
The widow's olive oil.
We can share it.
The wife of a man from the company of the prophets cried out to Elijah, your servant, my husband, is dead, and you know that he revered the Lord. But now his creditors is coming to take my 2 boys as his slaves. Elijah replied to her, how can I help you? Tell me what to do. Tell me what do you have in your house? And your servant has nothing there at all, she replied, except a small jar of olive oil. And Elijah said, go around and ask all your neighbors for empty jars. Don't ask for just a few. Then go inside and shut the door behind you and your sons. Pour the oil into the jars, and as each is filled, put it to one side. And I'm sure you all know this story and how it ends, but I'm just going to read a little bit here. It's just a couple more verses. She left him and shut the door behind her and her sons, and they brought the jars to her, and she kept pouring. When all the jars were full, she said to her son, "Bring me another." But he replied, "There's not a jar left." Then the oil stopped flowing. She went and told the man of God, and he said, "Go, sell the oil and pay your debts, and you and your sons can live off what is left." So that right there is a miracle, you know.
Mark Robb came in and said hello.
Hi, Mark. How you doing? So that right there is a miracle, you know. She had a small jar of olive oil, and Elijah told her to go and collect jars from her neighbors. Isn't that, I don't know, but if somebody told me that, well, if a man of God told me that, I would sure do it. But
I'm
it was
sorry,
like,
I'm a believer, but if somebody was like, go get your gas can,
Yeah.
and then go to your neighbors and get your gas can, and
Yeah.
I'm going to fill it up, I'd be like, no, you're not.
or you know, like this story, go get jars, you know, go get a gallon of milk and get your neighbors, you know, whatever it would be, you know, is like, okay, my neighbors are going to think, and that's what I like this line in this song. It says, "Call me crazy and out of touch, but I know it's from above." And I had a hard time.
Yes!
I don't know why, but I had a hard time expressing to my mom. She was like very doubtful because she went with me when Courtney's primary care doctor, he didn't diagnose it. He sent us to a specialist, and they were talking about lymph nodes in her lungs, and they couldn't explain it. So he was referring us to a special, and my mom just thought the worst from the get-go. And she kind of choked up and was crying, and I was like kind of cool as a cucumber, and she goes, "How can you be so calm and not," she just said, you know, "Why aren't you falling apart?" Basically, she didn't say that, but that's basically what she's saying. I said, "Mom, I have 3 kids at home. I can't fall apart, and if it is cancer, then we're going to go to St. Jude's or Children's Miracle Network or whatever, and we're going to beat this thing." You know, I just had a positive feeling about the whole thing. I mean, I had a positive attitude, and I think that's 50% of that, of your, you know, what you're going through. And Courtney was still young enough. She was like 10. She kind of knew, but she didn't. So, yeah, and we were in and out of doctors and in and out of the hospitals for about 6 years. This happened, well, she got,
10 years. I wasn't done with all that till I was in high school, Mom.
yeah, I know, but you were like 10, 11 when all of it started.
When I was diagnosed.
Yeah, she was 10 when she was diagnosed with histoplasmosis. And like I said, she had a rare case. Sorry, my voice is, I got like a frog in my throat. So anyway, well, when she was like 16, yeah, 16, it was still, she still has it, and she still has side effects from it, but they said that she would never be able to carry a child. You know, it was, because then the after effects, or not the after effects, the effects of this had constricted her veins and vessels going into her heart and her lungs. Of course, it affected her lungs and her whole high school, well, her senior year, but most of her high school career, she wasn't able to take PE. She couldn't run from here to the end of the street, and we only live a half a block from the street, from our other street, she'd get winded. So PE was out of the question. And anyway, all this time, I'm like, and her grandmother, this so touches me till today.
No.
Courtney told me that her grandmother prayed, God, take me and leave Courtney. And Courtney was through all this, and then Grandma passed away, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was right?
Mm-hmm.
When Grandma passed away?
2011.
Yeah. My ex-husband's mother passed away of colon cancer, and she went really fast. It wasn't even...
Well, because she hid it from us for so long.
Yeah, and she hid it from... She's old school. It's my problem, it's nobody else's, but I've learned, yeah, it's your problem, but take it to the Lord. Take it to your church family, they'll pray for you. I know there's some things that some people don't need to know, but there's a lot of things that I keep in myself, and I should let people know about it, So, yeah, Grandma Mary went fast, and it was really hard on my girls, because Grandma spoiled them. She had a really good job, and she bought them anything they wanted. Not wanted, but yeah, she bought them anything they wanted. She spoiled them. But anyway, so back to our, I think Courtney's, she's a miracle. I think Henry's a miracle.
No.
So our next one is in Chronicles. I'm just looking up not random Bible verses, but oops, click on the right one, Colleen. Like I said, I typed miracles in my Bible, my Bible app, and it just... How to get to that?
There's Pam.
You like it?
Second Chronicles 12:29. Henry, no more
Henry.
slushies for Henry. What'd Wolf say?
Courtney's a miracle child from God, and so is little man.
Yep.
What?
If you don't calm down, I'm locking you outside.
Oh, you're not.
Okay. Yeah. No more slushies for Henry.
Oh, slushy. I'm having slushy. Nah.
Okay, I think I copied this down wrong. Maybe it's Second Chronicles. What of a kind say?
Sorry, everyone. I'm not going to be in the live tonight. I'm not feeling well right now. Continue to keep me in your prayers.
You're in our prayers, Brian. All right, I'm not seeing. Sorry, you guys. I think I copied this one down wrong. What?
You want that light off?
Nope, I want it on. Okay, next one is Nehemiah. I put these in order. Maybe I messed them up when I put them in order. Nehemiah 9, 17.
What?
You're making a mess. So stop.
Why are you crossing your arms like that?
I'm mad.
For what? That I want the rest?
No.
No. don't want the rest.
Somehow I hit.
You made me a switch.
Somehow I hit King James Version. Sorry. Am I 9:17? I'll read 16. But they, our ancestors, became ignorant and stiff-necked, and they did not obey your commands. 17. They refused to listen and failed to remember the miracles you performed among them. They became stiff-necked, and their rebellion appointed a leader in order to return to their slavery. But you are a forgiving God, gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. Therefore you do not desert them. And 18, even then they cast themselves an image of a calf and said, "This is our God, and who brought you up out of Egypt." And when they committed awful blasphemies. 19, because of your great compassion, you did not abandon them in the wilderness. By day a pillar of cloud did not fail to guide them on their path, nor the pillar of fire by night to shine on the way they were to take. You gave your good spirit, this is verse 20, you gave your good spirit to instruct them. You did not withhold your manna from their mouths, and you gave them water for their thirst. 21. For 40 years you sustained them in the wilderness. They lacked nothing. Their clothes did not wear out, nor did their feet become swollen. Yeah, that was a miracle. God gave them food and manna and said, this is your meal for tonight. Don't save it up. If you do, it's going to sour. And some did. Some didn't listen to him, and it soured, and they got sick. And he provided quail for them, and they still rebelled. They still wasn't grateful that he brought them out of Egypt. So that was a good miracle. The next one is Job 5:9.
Mom, since we don't have ice cream.
Okay, 5:9. I'm getting mixed up here. The eye that saw him will not see him again. This place will look on him no more. What's that have to do with miracles? Let me see if I... Nope, I'm not even in this. Sorry. So sorry, everybody. I'm prepared. I got my notes here. I am prepared. Job 5. I'm not used to this mouse. I think
Curtis
I'm going to...
Brown came in and said hello.
Hi, Curtis. Thanks for coming in. 5:9. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. Amen. Thank you, Wolf. I got him here on my laptop, but my fingers just aren't working. And then
Brandon Joseph Loves Jesus came in and said, "What's the deal, pickle?"
Hey, Brandon, I'm talking about miracles tonight. I gave a little bit of my testimony earlier, and so we're talking about how do miracles just happen like that. It's a song from Colton Dixon, and God laid it on my heart to talk about miracles. So, and Job 9:10, he performed wonders and that cannot be fathomed. I think I just read that. Okay, yeah, it's the same. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. When he passes me, he cannot see. I cannot see him. When he goes by, I cannot perceive him. That was one of my verses I put on or a verse that pertained to that. I put on we believe in things we cannot see. Me and my good Christian friend was talking about that one time. I said, we just kind of threw it out there, just just a hypothetical question. What if millions of Christians are wrong? What if there is no God, and we're wrong? And I'm like, but how can we be wrong? It's time and time again, God is so faithful to us, and and he cares for us, and he helps us. And I was like, no, I don't think Christians are wrong. I think there is a God, although we can't see him, but I know he's there. He's helped me many, many times. Okay. Our next one is Psalm 77:11. I will remember the deeds of the Lord. Yes, I will remember your miracles of long ago. I will consider, this is 12, I will consider all your works and meditate on all your mighty deeds. And then 13, your ways, God, are holy. What God is as great as our God? You are the God that performs miracles. You display your power among the peoples. And then 78, Psalm 78. Psalm 78:12. He did miracles in the sight of their ancestors, and in the land of Egypt, and in the region of Zoan. Zoan, Zoan. So this is just highlighting, the different miracles, not per se the miracles, but just when the word miracles is used. And then Psalm 105, verse 5.
Wolf said, even when we don't see it, he knows. Even when we don't feel it, he works and never stops working.
Hey, that sounds like a psalm. Psalms 105:5 says, remember the wonders he has done, his miracles and his judgment he pronounced. 6, his servants and his descendants of Abraham, his chosen ones, the children of Jacob. 7, he is the Lord our God, his judgment are in all the earth. Amen. And then every time I click on this, I have to go through all the books. I know there's probably, oh yeah, there is an easier way. I just thought of it. Psalms 106:7.
Wolf said that's from the Waymaker.
Yep. When our ancestors were in Egypt, they gave no thought to your miracles. They did not remember your many kindnesses, and they rebelled by the sea, the Red Sea. Yeah, They sure did. They did not remember his miracles, and to me, that manna from heaven was a miracle, and then the quail, and okay, and then verse 22 says, the miracles in the land of Ham and the awesome deeds by the Red Sea. Well, 21 says, they forgot the God who served them, who had done great things in Egypt, miracles in the land of Ham, and awesome deeds by the Red Sea. And it says, so he, 23, so he said he would destroy them had not Moses, his chosen one, stood in the breach before him to keep his wrath from destroying them. I love the book of Psalms. Then we go to the New Testament. And I thought this was pretty neat. Each gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, has Matthew 7:22. Red letters. Many will say to me on that day, Lord, Lord, did we not prophesy in your name, and in your name drive out demons, and in your name perform many miracles? 23. Then I will tell them plainly, I never knew you. Away from me, you evildoers. I hope I never hear the Lord say that to me. And then Matthew 11:20. Then Jesus began to denounce the towns in which most of his miracles had been performed because they did not repent. Woe to you, Chorazin, Chorazin, whatever. Woe to you, Bethsaida, for the miracles that were performed in you had been performed in Tyre and Sidon. They would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. But I tell you, it will be more bearable for Tyre and Sidon on that day of judgment than for you. And you, Capernaum, will you be lifted to heavens? No, you will go down to Hades. For if the miracles that were performed in you had been performed in Sodom, it would have remained to this day. But I tell you that it will be more bearable for Sodom on that day of judgment than you. So Jesus there was talking about repentance. And then Matthew 13:58. And he did not do many miracles there because of their lack of faith.
That's a computer. He knows computers.
And they were talking about
He said it was high.
a prophet without honor. And that starts in verse 54 if you all want to go back and read Matthew 13:53.
Brandon says, for an angel went down at a certain time into the pool and stirred up the water. And whosoever stepped in first after the stirring of the water was made well. When Jesus saw him laying there, he knew that he had already been in that condition a long time, and he said, "Do you want to be made well?"
Yes. And then Mark. Now, what are we watching?
I have no idea. I'm mad. France came in 6th place, and Norway came in 16th. Sweden didn't even have a good song.
Mark 6:2. This is a prophet without honor. Jesus left there and went to his hometown accompanied by his apostles. Verse 2. Then the Sabbath came, and he began to teach in the synagogue, and many who heard him were amazed. Where did this man get these things? They asked. What's this wisdom that has been given him? What are these remarkable miracles he is performing? Isn't this the carpenter? Isn't this Mary's son and brother of James, Joseph, and Judas, and Simon? Aren't his sisters here with us? And they took offense at him. And Jesus said to them, a prophet is not without honor except in his own town, among his relatives, and among his own home, and in his own home, He could not do any miracles there except lay hands on a few sick people and heal them. He was amazed by their lack of faith. All right. And then Luke. I'm sure you can hear my clicking my Luke 10:13. Woe to you, Chorazin. Woe to you, Bethsaida, if the miracles that were performed in you had been performed. Okay, that's the same one from Matthew. So then we'll go to Luke 19. Luke 19:37 says, then he came near the place where the road goes down the Mount of Olives, and the whole crowd of disciples began joyfully to praise God in loud voices for all the miracles they had seen. 38. Blessed is the King who comes in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. And 39. Some of the Pharisees in the crowd said to Jesus, Teacher, rebuke your disciples. And 40, Jesus says, I tell you, he replied, if they keep quiet, the stones will cry out. As he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it and said, if you, even you, had only, let me start over. If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. The days will come upon you when your enemies will build a embankment against you and encircle you and hem you in on every side. They will dash you to the ground, and you and your children within your walls. They will not leave one stone on another, because you did not recognize the time of God's coming to you. And that was clear to verse 44. Now let's go to John. John 7:21. Jesus said to them, I did one miracle, and you are all amazed. Yet, 22, yet because Moses gave you circumcision though actually it did not come from Moses, but from the patriarchs, you circumcised the boy on the Sabbath. Now, if the boy can be circumcised on the Sabbath, so that the law of Moses may not be broken, why are you angry with me for healing a man's whole body on the Sabbath? Stop judging by mere appearances, but instead judge correctly. So they were mad at Jesus for healing somebody on the Sabbath. Then the next one comes from Acts. What do y'all think of this new format? I'm sorry I'm slow. Next time I'll have them all written out. I have them all written out, but I'm just getting here on my Acts 2:22. Fellow Israelites, listen to this. Jesus of Nazareth was a man accredited by God to you by miracles, wonders, and signs, which God did among you through him, as yourselves knew. Okay, and then Acts 8. Acts 8:13. Simon himself believed and was baptized, and he followed Philip everywhere, astonished by the great signs and miracles he saw. And then 19. Acts 19:11 says, God did extraordinary miracles through Paul. And 12, so that even handkerchiefs and aprons that had touched him were taken to the sick, and their illnesses were cured, and the evil spirits left him. That reminds me of the woman with the issue of blood for so many years, and she just touched the hem of Jesus's garment and she was healed. Then we go to 1 Corinthians. First Corinthians 12:29 says, are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? Do all have gifts of healing? Do all speak in tongues? Do all interpret? Now eagerly desire the greatest gifts. And then, and then 2 Corinthians. Twelve. 2 Corinthians 12:12. I preserve the demonstrating among you the marks of the true apostles, including signs and wonders and miracles. 13. How were you inferior to the other churches, except that I was never a burden to you? Forgive me this wrong. Forgive me this wrong. All right. And then the next one is in Galatians. We're almost done here. I just thought this was really neat how they brought all these miracles, these words. Galatians 3:5 says, I can't see that. 3:5. It looked like somebody was at New Salem. So again, I ask, does God give you his Spirit and work miracles among you by the works of the law, or by your believing what you heard? And 6, so Abraham believed God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Or, okay. And the last one I have is Hebrews. Hebrews 2:4. Whoops.
So use that. So don't
God also testified to it by signs, wonders, and various miracles, and by the gifts of the Holy Spirit to distribute according to his will. So I thought that was really interesting. Like I said, God just brought that to me. How do miracles just happen like that? And I'm thinking, I'm listening to the song and I'm like, they don't happen like that, you know. It's God's divine plan that miracles happen. And I don't know, sometimes our pastors say, when was the last time you had a miracle? When was the last time you had answered prayer? And it's like, are you asking for it? Are you believing for it? Do you have faith in it? Are you telling others to pray with you about your situation? And I was kind of getting discouraged, kind of, not really, but my nephew Alan, he had, I told several of you that he has a brain tumor, and they got most of it, and we were like rejoicing and praising God. And hi, Henry. And then the part of the tumor that the surgeon wasn't able to get, it started growing again. And now they have him on a really high dose of chemotherapy, and he's having complications with that. And I don't know, my sister's kind of keeping stuff secret from us. And I know that's kind of her nature, but, well, first, my mom said, oh, don't put this on Facebook and everything. And I really don't get on Facebook that much. But then my sister goes, oh, the more that knows, the more that'll pray for him. So my church, and I told several of you about it, and, we prayed for Alan. Like I said, it was a miracle that the doctor got, like, I think it was 85 to 95%. And that 5% of that tumor that he didn't get, it was grown again. So last Saturday, that's why I didn't have my live last Saturday, we went over to my sister's and brother-in-law's. It was Tuesday was my brother-in-law's 60th birthday, and they had a big fish fry and had close friends and family over there, and Alan was over there. And like I said, he's on a high dosage of chemotherapy, and he is on steroids. So he's not a small guy anyway, but he's all puffy from the steroids. And he had several weeks back, he had a car accident because he had a seizure and he kind of blacked out and didn't know what happened. And he hit a pole and several trees. But praise God, he was not hurt. He had marks from the seatbelt, and his knees were bruised where it hit the dash. Totaled his vehicle, and it was on a Sunday afternoon or early, I don't know, early mid-morning something. He was meeting some friends for lunch, and he had just got off the interstate, and he was on a 2-lane highway, and this accident happened. He had a seizure, and the accident happened. And like, I don't know, several minutes later, he would have been back on the interstate. So I think God was watching over him then, that it was just him involved in the accident. He wasn't seriously hurt, and he was really confused and kind of bitter. You know, why am I in the hospital again? Well, the doctors finally came in and told him that he had a seizure, and you know, they were trying to find out, you know, what caused it. And he told my sister, his mom, I could have killed somebody, Mom, but it wasn't Alan's fault. He didn't know he had seizures. That was his first seizure. Well, they said now when he got on this medicine that it could, but you know, he hadn't had any. So now he's having, what's it, Courtney, neuropathy from the chemo. So he's like, I want to say like he's losing feeling in his legs, like his, Courtney, can you explain it?
He's just not having sensations to his nerves, so he loses feeling in his hands and his
Legs.
feet, mostly his legs. So he's having issues walking, and that's really frustrating.
He's 33 years old, and he's having to use a walker. And last Saturday we were over there, he fell. And was he using his walker? I really did. Yeah, and he just, like one of his legs gave out, and he fell. And you know, I'm sure he was embarrassed or whatever, but my brother-in-law kind of panicked and called the rescue squad. They live in a really small town, like a town of 300. Of course, they were all on the volunteer fire department. So 2 of their neighbors just lived right around the corner, and they were there really fast. But by the time they got there, Alan had rolled over and got himself like to a picnic table and got himself up. I mean, Courtney was there, and my other nephew, his younger brother, Alan's younger brother, his girlfriend was there. She's a nurse, and Courtney said me and Brooke could have got him up, but he got up, and he still had his sense of humor. He has a really good sense of humor, and I believe God is right there with him. This is just kind of a stumbling block, but I think God's got him. I know God's got him. And there's a reason for his suffering and all this confusion that he's, you know, like I told Brian in one of his lives, I'm prideful, and I know Alan is, you know, he don't want to, he's 33 years old, doesn't want to be using a walker. I'm sure when he fell, it was embarrassing because all of his not all of his family, but his close family and friends were there, and his grandma started crying, his other grandma, and that touched me, and I started crying, or I was choking back tears, and my mom kind of leaned over to his other grandma and said, "Don't you cry. Don't you let him see you cry." Well, that's her grandson, and that's my nephew, that's my buddy. But I held my tears back. I was thinking about going inside and just going in the bathroom and letting the waterworks flow, but I'm like, nope. Just stay out here and see if you can help Alan, which there was nothing we could do. He finally got feeling back, and of course his mom was right there with him, and he wanted his brother, and Aaron was holding his hand, and like a buddy handshake. It's just hard to see a loved one go through something like that. And you feel helpless, but you're not, because you can pray. God's got him. Wolf putting up verses for us. Thank you, Wolf. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. What? Pretty soon. Where are we at, Courtney?
6:38.
Okay. I don't know. You want to go to some trivia, Courtney?
I don't know if that's a good segue from all that heaviness.
I know.
I'm gonna play some Money Pop.
That's awesome. Stop being a butt.
Next week, I hope to have my middle daughter up here for a big announcement. I'm not going to say what it is because I want her to tell everybody, and if she don't want to tell everybody, I'll ask her if I can tell. So,
What now?
Clarissa.
YouTube is done.
Courtney was saying earlier about somebody, her coworker Crystal named her daughter Christina. She goes, I hate when people do that, like they give a, what is it called, Courtney, like a...
It's weird when they give people familiar names, like George Foreman named all of his sons
George.
his daughter's Georgina.
And I said, well, look at me. I have Courtney, Clarissa, Caitlin, all C's.
Stop.
And I know it. Well, it was an ex-boyfriend of mine. His mom named them all K names. And their middle names were all the same. It's Kevin Lee, Kurt Lee, Corey Lee, all K's. And their middle names was Lee. And was their dad's middle name Lee? Can't remember. Anyway, I'm like, oh, that's neat. Well, I still am. My initials were CJC, is CJC. So Courtney came along. I like Courtney, and I wanted to give her my mom's middle name, and my mom's middle name, and Courtney's middle name is K, K-A-Y. And then Clarissa came along, and I'm like, okay, keep this going. It's J-K. And I didn't even really plan Courtney's name to be like mine, J and K. I just wanted her to have my mom's middle name. So I'm like, well, my next one needs to be CMC, or CLC. CLC. So it's Clarissa Lane. And then my last daughter, Caitlin May, M-A-E, after my grandma. My dad's mom, which I never knew, but I wanted him to have a family name. So.
I named Henry after a gangster.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
You're named after Henry Hill.
No, I wasn't.
Who are you named after then?
Henry.
Hill.
Henry.
You're named after Henry Hill.
My cousin.
No, it's Henry.
I didn't know it, but I have a cousin. Well, I knew I had a cousin named Henry, and his name was also Henry Joseph. And I didn't know it until Henry was like Well,
After
he was
born.
yeah, after he was born, we took him to the reunion. They go, "Oh, what's his name?" And I go, "Henry." And they go, "Well, that's my brother's name." And I go, "Yeah, I know." And,
Billy's back. Her battery died.
oh, okay. Hey, Billy, welcome back. So they go, "What's his middle name?" And I go, "Joseph." And they go, "That was Henry's name." And I said, "Well, I knew Henry. You know, that's my cousin. I knew his name was Henry, but had no idea his middle name was Joseph. But he passed away. But that was kind of a weird accident. He passed away in a ice fishing accident. But he loved fishing, and he was ice fishing on a little pond, and he was, I can't remember exactly how it happened, cutting the ice. I don't think the ice was thick enough, and he drowned. That was sad, but
I watched a lot of Goodfellas when I was pregnant.
woo! So, what else, Courtney? We got about less than 20 minutes, about 17 minutes. I want to keep going till 7 tonight. Is there anything you want to tell? Maybe about your experience through your illness or whatever?
There's a whole live. Go back and watch it.
Yes, I was kind of upset at the doctors. She had gone down to, like, the last major thing. She had gone down to St. Louis. We had to take her down to St. Louis to the children's hospital down there. And they were supposed to put a stent in because, like I said before, the scar tissue from the histoplasmosis were pressing on her veins and vessels going into her heart. And it was causing her quite a bit of problems, as you can imagine. So they said, well, let's take her down to St. Louis and do this stent. So we got down there, and, you know, it was a whole weekend that we spent down there, right? Because it got done on Saturday, and we came home on Sunday. We went down on a Friday and stayed all night in a hotel and everything. So she got done with the procedure, and the doctor came in and said, we didn't put a stent in. And he showed us on the computer her image of her heart, and he said, you know, there was quite a bit more blockage than what they expected. They didn't put a stent in. They put a balloon in because a stent is more permanent. Once a stent is in, it's in. And a balloon, which the balloon was a miracle, I think, because she's, like I said, and that's when they told us that she probably wouldn't be able to carry any children because it was just enough for her heart to pump her blood, let alone pump blood to another human being that she was carrying. But by the grace of God, she carried Henry no problems whatsoever. And they didn't tell her nothing down there. I had to tell her everything because we went in, they did a scan right before we were getting ready to leave, and the guy goes, so you had a stent? And Courtney goes, yeah. And I go, no you didn't. And Courtney goes, no I didn't. But God, that's right. That is right, Billy. So I had to explain to Courtney that, you know, the stent was more. Now, later on, maybe as Courtney gets older, maybe she'll have to have a stent in. More than likely, she'll have to have them in. So, but yeah, but God, she didn't have to have them. They put, I don't know if they put 1 or 2 balloons in, and that cleared.
They dilated 3 areas. Yeah,
they dilated 3 areas. So, and like I said, she had a cardiologist. She's seen each trimester of her pregnancy, and the cardiologist said, I see no problems with you. And she said, now during labor, if you have problems. She had no problems. She was a trooper through labor. She went through it great. didn't
Was it
have,
numb from the neck down?
yeah, she had an epidural, so she was numb from the neck down. But after, yeah, we discussed this before. After she had Henry, she had some problems and scared us again. But God, again, you know, if you just sit down and think of all the times, well, I know some people goes, oh, you lucked out there. That could have been worse. And it's like, no, you know. It was like I told my mom the other day or she called me and told me about Alan's accident. And I'm like, God was right there with him. God knew, you know, that, you know, Alan was safe. And like I said, he had like a mark or something where his seatbelt and his knees went into the dash a little bit. And I think he bumped his head maybe. But he's fine. He's fine. He didn't hurt anybody else. He totaled his vehicle, but of course his insurance is covered like that and covered by that. And he's kind of something I'm kind of worried about. He's been up here ever since that happened. He came back up here because he lives down by St. Louis. He says he doesn't want to go home, but that's where all of his doctors and all of his specialists are. So they went down last.
He doesn't feel safe by himself.
Yeah, he doesn't. Yeah. So I think my sister, I haven't heard it from her. My mom was telling me, but sometimes my mom gets things confused. But my sister, I think, quit her job, and I took it as she's going to move back down there with my nephew and help him. And I heard my sister saying that her job said if she wanted to come back anytime that she was welcome, like she could take a leave of absence or something. So God is working. God can work that situation out. I know He can. He's worked out other situations, and we just need to pray for that miracle. Well, Henry's quiet now. No more slushies.
Why?
Too much sugar.
Mommy, can I have some more ice cream?
No.
Asking for more ice cream. Well, everybody, I don't think I'm going to make it till 7. I got 10 more minutes. Come on, Courtney. What can we talk about?
Eurovision sucked.
I mean, Nene,
What?
can we go home now?
Yeah, in a little bit.
Oh,
He's been with Nene all day. He's been a pretty good boy. Oh, he got upset his game wasn't doing right. He got real upset. So, did anybody tell us what they were having for dinner?
I was so far back, I don't know.
I think we decided on pizza.
Mine's only a medium.
That'll feed me.
Right. I'm hungry. I didn't eat at work because they had au gratin potatoes and ham.
Oh, Courtney made some awesome cheese ravioli. Was it? Yeah, cheese ravioli with meat sauce.
Oh, yeah. My job switched distributors. We were getting stuff from a different distributor, and it was off-brand stuff, which is, I mean, that's fine. I'm not a name-brand person. I'll do whatever's cheap. But now our new distributor, it's cheaper to get name-brand stuff, so we had Cataliti, whatever, spaghetti sauce. That's what I put on that, and all I do is add some Italian seasoning and some garlic into it, and I was like, dude.
And so, wasn't there sausage and...
I put sausage and hamburger in it because I had sausage
It was
left over
good.
for breakfast.
It was good.
I don't like to waste anything, even in my big commercial kitchen. If I can use it, I'm gonna use it. I don't want to throw it away.
Yes, Wolf, that balloon worked. That balloon procedure that she had, it worked. So,
But those results were just temporary, and they told us that. That was just...
yeah.
That was a temporary fix.
But so far, so good. Like Billy said, but God, he stepped in there and...
Wolf's having crab fried rice.
Ooh, that sounds good. Chinese sounds good. Yeah,
Expensive.
we can get Tokyo. We got a local food truck here, and it doesn't travel around because our town isn't that big. It just sits in one place.
Sushi.
And they kind of got they're parked next to a little, it used to be a restaurant, and I think they work kind of out of that.
She works at her own kitchen now. She just does catering.
No, but the Tokyo, they have, I think they store food or something in there. But it's really good. I mean, the portions, well, you seen us in that one life, the big, the styrofoam, the big ones, like they put a whole meal in it. This is your serving. Like I ordered
Did you get fried rice or
no, I ordered chicken lo mein, and the thing was full of noodles and then big chunks of chicken, like that, big chunks of chicken all over. It was like
box with like 4 pieces of sushi and noodles and everything in it, and I was like, Lord.
it's enough for 2 meals, but I was really hungry that night and I ate it all.
Stop bouncing on the furniture. Yes, you were.
If you guys didn't see my latest video, I finished
No. I'm gonna have to break down and I guess YouTube it and figure out what I need to do.
my latest journal. I finished my latest journal.
Is my computer over there that you're jumping on the couch?
It is over here.
What'd you do?
I scratched myself right
Hey, bring me your Elvis shirt. I want to show everybody your cool
Put it on and
Elvis
come show
shirt.
everyone.
One of Courtney's coworkers got Henry,
Nurse, who I love.
her nurse, got
I do like Elma.
Mm-hmm.
Elvis, and he goes, I don't like Elvis, and Courtney goes, get out. And I go, what? You don't like Elvis? I said, get out of my house now.
There you go.
It's a cute shirt. I'm like, okay, if you're not going to wear it, I will. I can't wear it.
The first thing she told me, she was like, you can't take this from you can't wear it. You can't take the shirt from your child.
It's big on him, but... Elvis,
The king.
the king lives on.
Well, since my baby left, I found a new place. Yeah. Down at the end of Lonely Street.
My mom was a big Elvis fan.
So was mine.
I think I'm bigger than she, because I'll say, oh, Elvis is on. She goes, oh, really? My mom is into sports now. I never would have guessed her as a sports person. She likes hockey because my nephew, Alan, he works for Bally Sports, and they're down in St. Louis, and they cover all the Blues games and all the Cardinal, any sport event down there. And my nephew Alan's even, the Kansas City Royals has hired him to do games, and so, yeah, my mom, and she likes college basketball, Illini especially, and
Your computer's hot, so be careful.
Why is it so hot?
I don't know.
really, really hot. Ooh. Yeah, those Apple products, whenever I plug my phone in certain different ones. Now, at work we got these. They're not, I think they are though. They're surge protectors, but they're boxes. And they have 6 plug-ins. They're not a strip, they're boxes. and a lot of them have their computers plugged in. When I plug my charger in those, my phone gets really hot, but when I plug it into a regular wall outlet, it's fine. So I don't know if you think the surge protector.
Mommy!
If you don't take it down several notches, you're going to have a red butt.
Uh-oh. I like your shirt.
Mom,
So I don't know. And my phone, uh-oh, now Courtney's pressed. Her computer was frozen. Mine was frozen last night. I couldn't get.
Kiki's coming.
Why?
Because I asked her, do you want some sushi, Kiki? And she said yes.
Henry likes sushi. I think we're gonna get
Sushi!
What did I
sushi
just
tonight.
say? I've been nice long enough, and I'm tired of it.
He's off the chain tonight.
Calm it down, or you're going to be in trouble.
I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to my live. Thank you for listening to me cry and stumble through the Bible verses, and I don't know, God just laid it on my heart about miracles, and well, our pastor, ever since we got this new church and 60 acres and
So 4 of us
just
are coming.
double, no,
Okay, good job.
not double in size, more like quadruple in size of our church.
Henry.
He said, do you realize we're walking in a miracle? And we are. And everybody, like we had a special anniversary. Our church has been in existence for 16 years. And every, like, evangelist and special speaker that came in there, they go, what, it's nothing that we did. It's nothing that our church did. It's nothing that our pastor did. It's God. It's a miracle. So we just praise God for that and continue, and we don't take it lightly that he gave us all this land and all these buildings, and someday we're going to use it to its full potential. And probably here soon we'll probably be going to 2 services. Right now we're just at 1. So anyway, I want to thank each and every one of you. I love you all. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for watching us. Come back and check out some of my videos, and come back next Saturday and we'll do it all again. All right, bye everybody. Have a blessed rest of your Saturday, a blessed Sunday. Go to church of your choice, and we'll see y'all later. Bye. God bless.
Bye.
Oh, I can't do that. I got to end it.